Alright, well that puts the Safari Zone in our rearview mirror. So we are going to... Nope, that's our Surfer. That's our Flyer. We're going to hop on Umbreon here and take a look. Now, we know that we have a couple different things that we didn't before. Fly, that we're using right now, is of course one of them. We can also head to Ecruteak, because you can see there's this route to the east that we haven't done yet. We're also going to look at our trainer card real quick. Turns out we've already got 6 badges. We're actually doing pretty good. Now, of course, there are more than 8 badges in this game, and if for some reason you're completely unfamiliar with it, that's a spoiler, but what does it mean? What does it mean? Let's flip that card. Oh, we can sign it. Let me sign it with my awful mouse. Yes. Yeah, that's sort of cursive. You know, it's actually not as bad as I expected it to be. Oh, good. Okay. For a minute there, it looked like we're going down that same road as when Mom calls. All right. This round's music's pretty good. It's a shame we're not going to hear it for very long. So we have Dark Cave, which is still a thing, and we don't have Flash. Well, that's Mount Mortar, excuse me. I'm stupid. Dark Cave's back earlier. But even so, Waterfall Cave ahead, that kind of tells you not supposed to go there yet. Though we're not going to be without Waterfall for too much longer. More importantly now, we can skip that and come over this way. You notice down here is our old pal Suicune, and we no longer have Cut with us because Togepi's in the box. You know, just to save time, even though I'm concerned about something else learning Cut, one of the worst HM moves, let's just see who else could learn it if I wanted to. Like Alakazam, I would probably teach it to because his moveset sucks, but no. No, Eternal Sadness. Ugh. Umbreon would still have a spot to do it if he hadn't learned Fly. Not complaining about that. Just saying. At this point, I'm not that worried about Metal Burst. It can be good, but again, even though Dialga's not a fast legendary, he's still a legendary, and he's going to outspeed at least half of our opponents. So we'll toss a Steel move for now, and if we start filling in with great moves later, then we'll regret our decision and hate ourselves tremendously. It was worth it for that sound. Sigh. How are you here? How? First, you would have had to have surfed, and second of all, because that's not that unlikely, you would have had to have known this timing. How beautiful it is. You seem to be around. My desire to search is stronger than yours. Yeah, probably. I don't even care. You care. This doesn't make us fight him this time. There were other things he said there, something about spirits and grandpa and desire, but mostly all I heard was Suicune, 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 and I'm like, dude, buy him dinner first. Komate Tuboka, huh? I keep accidentally hitting it a second time, so I keep getting the "there are no Apricorn" dialogue boxes, and it hurts my heart a little. So you notice I made the mistake twice, but the third time I was like, okay. Now this is a different entrance to Mount Mortar. I don't think it's going to do us any good still, but I wanted to look real quick. Yeah, that's an exit to the left. We can surf, but we still don't have waterfall, so we'll probably save the exploration of this for later. I do want to take a quick encounter while we're here, just to see what all's here. Spiritomb is a Pokemon that I have used in the past. I don't really care. Now, we are playing randomized, so there is always the possibility of a Wonder Guard Spiritomb, but I don't know how many abilities there are. I'm sure it's in the couple hundred range. So the odds of that are pretty low. But if you're not familiar with that, Wonder Guard is the ability that only lets super effective attacks hit you. It's on, like, Shedinja, and that's it, because Shedinja has 1 HP. On a Spiritomb, who's Dark Ghost and has no weaknesses, it makes it almost unhittable. You can do crazy stuff like, what is it, like Foresight, to make it so that fighting-type moves can hit it, and if you ignore the Ghost part, then fighting super effective against Dark. That also applies to a couple of the miniature tricks, but for the most part, 99% of the time, it means you're unhittable. So it's a way to, for all intents and purposes, break the game. Because I really wanted to use one for a long time, because it's my absolute favorite, I did that to a Piplup once, who can still be hit by grass and electric attacks, so it wasn't like it was unbeatable. Elixir, cool. But it made it viable. If it ran into those attacks, it pretty much got one-shotted, because it was unevolved, so its stats are just not very good. But it was a way to actually let me take a Piplup through the game. There's an item up there, but I don't think we can get to it yet. Is this Super Rod? Nope, just a battle. Well, you showed me. Maybe he's up by the Lake of Rage. I don't remember. I believe that Piplup I talked about is the only time I've ever made a Pokemon that wasn't legit. I have done action replay stuff back in the DS games. There was that exploit with the DS, the 3DS, and the camera, the QC camera, where you could make Pokemon that way. I just like doing it to make Pokemon that are completely legit, but would take a while to train or require obnoxious amounts of breeding. Because I like breeding a lot, and I've done it a lot in the past, but it's a time sink that I just don't have anymore. Couldn't talk over my theme. I can't do it anymore, because every generation you kind of begin anew. And yes, for the most part, you're allowed to keep bringing Pokemon along to new generations, but it's not the same. Mount Mortar. Hey! Ah, yes. One of these folks. Well, this is not the best, but we'll try. I think we can still kill this in one hit. I don't know. She's a Latias. She has pretty good special defense. Alright, not a psychic attack, so never mind, we're good. Latias' attack is also not great. But you know, if psychic or extra sensory or whatever had come out there, it could have been bad. Flygon. 4 times weak to ice. We don't have any ice. I don't think this is a good decision. No, it really isn't. So let's do this. I would like to get Elekid back in the mix, but not against a ground type. That's dumb. He has enough health for that, huh? Yeah, he does. More than a fourth. Well, that's annoying. Makes me glad I didn't use Fly. At least you can only do it once. Yeah, so even like this might have killed Elekid. His defenses suck. It's super effective. Even 3 hits of Bone Rush honestly might have done it. It did 12 to Umbreon. It might have done 60 plus to Elekid, which is sad. But we're getting in the range here where I'm pretty sure Elekid levels very soon. Again, I think I mentioned I thought it was like 28 to 32 or 33. In fact, I actually want to shift him back to the front so we can get him caught up. Once that happens and he's an Electabuzz, the goal is to make him an Electivire, but it's unclear how we're going to do that. I mentioned way earlier in the playthrough, probably like 30 parts ago, that one of the things that's been toggled, one of the settings, is that every Pokemon can evolve somehow in the game. Now, that item may exist in here. It's what, the motor drive, I think it's called. And you attach it, but I think you have to trade for that to trigger, so there has to be another way. It could just be leveling. I have no clue. So as long as Electabuzz sticks around, we'll keep using him, and his stats will be much improved. And maybe one day he'll just turn into an Electivire. I don't know. Please enjoy your Thunderbolt. Oh, that's just too easy now. You sent in a Natsu to die. On our weakest team member, too. That's not a good look. He sounds very sad. And he's right to. Gwahaha. I said a pretty boastful lie. Well, I didn't really pay attention to it, so I guess you're forgiven? I don't know. Quick look in here. We got rock climb. We got a path. Whatever. Later. We'll explore it later. I guess we do need to peek in here. At least once. It's our solemn vow. I don't even know what the hell this is. I think it's just poison. There might be another typing in here, and I don't know. It's the evolution of Gulpin. I can honestly say I've never caught one, thought about catching one, interacted with one, fantasized about one. Nothing. I feel nothing. All right. Oh, we can go to Ecruteak City. That's great. Let's do it. All right, Mahogany Town. Here we are. Some dudes blocking the way into the Pokemon Center. Gyarados Rampage doesn't sound like a thing we should go see. This is so good. Obviously, you know something's on the nose. This tree appears to have an antenna sticking out of it, and the sign, just a souvenir shop, nothing suspicious, don't be alarmed. To which I say, yeah? Going in. Spearmint worked like a charm. Magikarp are worthless, but Gyarados are cool. Wind blowing into this room, that's just me whistling. Enough about that. Why won't you buy something? What's he selling? Not much, but a couple things. Is there anything else I can do? No. You hear something strange. Now, soon we're about to get to the crux of Team Rocket's brand new plan. You can sort of see what they're up to already. It's not rocket science. Ha 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 ha! Yeah, Lake of Rage is a thing. Don't worry, we'll go check it out as soon as we heal up real quick. That is always a weird divide in this series, and I'm sure different viewers will have approached it differently. The amount of time in between levels for new moves stretches out pretty considerably, especially in two-tiered evolutions, where you go up twice. Me, I almost always evolve whenever I get the chance, especially as I'm playing through the game. If I'm leveling up something on the side or reading, in the post-game, it's a different story. Actually, we're going to let this team rock as it is. But there's an exception to that, and that's if it learns moves only as a pre-evolution, which is how you get Spore on a Breloom, for example. Strange radio waves, guy in a black cape. Sounds pretty legit. Not that I would know. Try a Rage Candy Bar. Yeah, I want one. $300? I love stuff for free. Or near free. A person from as far as Kanto came by once. That's a little Easter egg for you. Don't worry about it. A red Gyarados. I didn't ask for your top radio show, but sure, I guess I... Sir, Bunch of weirdos in this town. Some people in this world are just so weird. Alright, Route 43, which takes us out to Lake of Rage. It's hard to complain about this guy's enthusiasm. If you're loving Pokemon, I got nothing against you. I don't have that same enthusiasm anymore, but if you feel it in your heart, I say go for it. Elekid, since I switched into the first spot, continues to meet weak opponents. I don't know if this will level him. It is a trainer battle, so it might just be enough. That have been a wild Voltorb? Probably not. Probably comes up short. Hyper Beam would be funny for a little guy like Elekid to have, but not particularly useful to us. Flappy sounds so sad. I like him though. Well, this is not really what we want, but that's okay. Just gotta get one attack through. Man, Flappy sounds even sadder when it dies. You know what? We're going to stick it out, but not actually attack. We're just going to get Elekid some experience. And then switch here. I think the choice is clear.
But what about Umbreon?
Yeah, we'll take a thing that's going to one-shot. I don't know if Fire Punch does. It might, but that's fine. Been seeing a lot of Weather Ball lately. It's not very good without, you know, weather. Good, we've stripped him of his enthusiasm and his will to live. Excellent. Trainer tips. All Pokemons have pros and cons. Except Magikarp. I guess the pro is it turns into Gyarados. Beyond that, there's no pros. Yes, give me that music. Do 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 do. Oh, they took our. I should have gone around. I got robbed. Ah, I actually thought about going around too. And I'm like, no, let's see what's inside because I didn't remember. And look what's happened to me. Not remembering just cost me 1,000 whatever the money is. Yen, Zenny, Yenny. Gold money. I don't know. Well, that works out okay for us. Let's zap it. Hey. I actually wasn't positive that was going to kill. That's the experience we want. Well, I mean, if I can kill a Walrein, even if you are 4 levels higher, I think I can kill you, too. Yep. Goodbye. Goodbye now. Goodbye. Darlings. I am really not a Pokemaniac. I don't really want you to teach me about Bill, but I want this jingle. I can always delete his phone number later, right? Right? What do you got, Tiffany?
Geo.
Well, unfortunately for you, my Elekid is not a regular Elekid, and you're dead. I'm sure when these first popped out of the ball, she's like, hey, that's a good matchup for us. All right, we can win this. And then all of a sudden, water starts spewing out from behind Elekid. And the life drains from her eyes as sadness overtakes her. And all the bad fan fiction begins. You like Clefairy too? Sure, I love this song. Your Geodude was super adorable.